President Donald Trump promised on election night to unite the country but nearly 100 days into his presidency, Americans remain profoundly divided on his policies, from health care to immigration to the environment. While the general public opposes Trump's plans to dismantle Obamacare, build a wall across the Mexican border and gut the Environmental Protection Agency, Republicans want Trump to push ahead on key campaign promises, have caused some stumbles early into the new administration, according to a new POLITICO-Harvard Th. Chan School of Public Health poll. In the aftermath of the GOP's decision to pull its Obamacare repeal bill from the House floor last month, 60% of the general public said they want Trump and Republican lawmakers to work with Democrats to fix Obamacare or move on to other issues. But just as many Republicans, who have been promised by their party for years that the health law would be dismantled, said Trump and Congress shouldn't give up the effort to repeal or replace Obamacare. Doing nothing on the Republican side is probably the worst of all options, said Bob Blendon, a Harvard expert on health care policy and public opinion who designed the poll with Politico. Republicans this week are facing heightened pressure to revive the repeal effort, even as House leaders acknowledge they likely won't pass a plan. The 100-day mark of Trump's presidency despite recent pressure from White House officials. The White House, working with key House Republicans, on Tuesday night finalized text of an amendment meant to bridge intra-party divisions over the repeal effort but it's unclear if the deal will win enough support to pass the House. Meanwhile, Democrats are newly energized, particularly by the fight over health care. 36% of registered voters said the repeal effort makes them more likely to vote a Democrat in 2018. While 24% said they're more likely to vote Republican. After using Obamacare to rally their base for years, Republican leaders risk depressing voter turnout in the 2018 midterms if they fail to replace the health law. There's a nervousness here that Republicans are not energized about doing nothing, Blendon said. They're trying to get a bill that will energize Republicans. Glenn Bolger, a longtime Republican pollster who company-founded the firm Public Opinion Strategies, stressed that Republican leaders should recognize the country is divided politically and push ahead with repeal. They need to do a better job of not worrying about that damn calendar and just worrying about the damn policy, he said. On immigration, only a third of adults said they favored a border wall, while 72% of Republicans support it. Among those who want the wall, an eye-popping 95% said they support construction even if Trump doesn't make Mexico pay it as he promised throughout the campaign. Congress, hoping to avoid the risk of a government shutdown, isn't planning to include funding to a must-pass spending bill this week. Trump insists that he'll eventually secure the funding. The public also opposes the administration's immigration restrictions, which sparked massive protests across the country and have been blocked by the courts. 55% of adults oppose the temporary ban on refugees entering the country, while 42% support it. Half of adults oppose the temporary immigration ban on 6 Middle Eastern countries, and 46% support it. On both measures, the partisan schisms are striking. However, the general public is more likely to see the controversial immigration orders as national security measures, 53%, than an outright ban on Muslims, %. On the environment, 60% of the public opposed Trump's proposal to slash the EPA's budget by 31%. A similar number want the United States to remain in the 2015 Paris Climate Change Agreement. However, more than two-thirds of Republicans support the EPA cuts, and 56% want to withdraw from the Paris Accord, negotiated by Barack Obama's administration. The poll finds some middle ground on charter schools, an issue that Education Secretary Betsy DeVos has championed. A little more than half of adults back charter schools and approve of using public funds to support private nonprofit and religious schools, but support charter schools plummets to 30% if funding is taken away from traditional public schools. The Politico-Harvard poll was conducted by SSRS, an independent research company, from March 22 to March 26. A second survey was conducted from March 29 to April 2 after Republicans polled their repeal bill. The first survey used cell phones and landlines among a nationally representative sample of 1,019 U.S. adults, and a similar methodology was used for a second survey of 1,017 adults. Kimberly Hefling contributed to this report.